Do you explain how the surface is playing? We've seen 700 runs in 2 days. What have you made of that pitch?
Yeah, you'd think the wicket is actually quite flat, but it's not. There's been quite a lot of assistance for the bowlers throughout the last 2 days. So I don't think the scores that we've had is a good reflection on how the wicket's actually playing. I think it's been a combination of some good batting with some poor bowling throughout the last 2 days. So yeah, as mentioned, I don't think the 700 runs is an indication of the wickets, but there's a lot of assistance for the seamers. There's quite a lot of assistance with the new ball as well. So yeah, it's actually playing as a very good test wicket at the moment. I mean, the game's getting set up so nicely for us at the moment that we just need to try and kick on tomorrow. But, yeah, the wicket is definitely quite a bit in the wicket still. New ball, as mentioned, is extremely important for the way we play it. So yeah, I don't think the wicket is as flat as the scoreboard.
Ken, Dennis, and then Talbot.
Well batted, Dean. Just to follow up on the pitch, it looks at the sort of surface where if the bowlers get it slightly wrong, you can score quite quickly. But when they get it right, it really does ask a lot of questions. Can you just tell us about your game plans to handle that? How does that affect your approach?
Yeah, definitely can. I mean, it's a super small park for a bowler. The margin for error is so small. Because if you miss your mark, you're going to go for runs. I mean, outfield speaks for itself. It's so fast. It's not a very big field, so if you miss your mark, you're going to go for runs, which we've obviously seen the last 2 days. And I mean, if the batter is challenged a little bit more on his off-stump, full-stump line with you, as a batter playing with a straight bat, you're probably going to have quite a bit of reward, as we saw this morning. When Luther came on, he obviously challenged those areas, and he got rewarded for that. But yeah, we know the nature of cricket at Supersport Park. It's somewhere where, as a bowler, you can get carried away by the carry and the pace in the wicket, but this is not necessarily the right areas for the bowler to be bowling. And ultimately, the run rate is speaking for itself now because of the inconsistency, I would say, of the right ball in the right place. And obviously also with the batters having decent game plans, if I speak from our point of view, we were able to score quite freely throughout the day. So yeah, it is a very difficult place for bowlers to bowl, especially if you're quite inexperienced and maybe playing in your debut or whatever the case is. It's definitely a place where you can be found wanting, and sometimes you've got to play a lot of catch-up cricket as a bowler when things haven't gone your way.
Thank you. Dennis, Talbot, and then Phyllis.
Hi, Dean. I was just wondering if Mark has spoken a lot about the new approach of, I think he says it's aggressive but smart cricket. How much of that type of new philosophy is what we've seen today? Is that the new game plan you've spoken about? Game plan is that being implemented, or is the high run rate only just like you said, inconsistent bowling? How much is that new philosophy at play today or in this test?
Yeah, I think obviously that philosophy is being spoken about, but it's difficult to implement it like maybe your first outing out. But I'd like to see it as a bit more of a controlled aggression, aggressive kind of philosophy. You can't just go out, hammer and tongue, and smack from the first ball. You still have to be very calculated. But yes, definitely that is something that I think we have lacked in the past, where our aggression as a batting unit was maybe taken out or being found missing. But I don't think consciously we're going out there trying to be over aggressive. I just think today we had a good day with the bat, set up as your openers are supposed to do. I mean, that's not always realistic in this game, but it's definitely a mindset going into what Bouch and our coaching staff has asked all of us to implement. But of late, he hasn't spoken of being overly aggressive or taking the game on. He still knows that we still need to apply ourselves as batting units. We know, or I know myself, you still have to do that. You've got to earn the right to be able to go out and play that way. But yeah, it is a talking point that we have had. As mentioned, there hasn't been spoken at length, but philosophy will build on its own. You can't, as mentioned earlier, you can't just go out and play the game the way you want to. Right.
Salford with us, and then finally, Heinz.
How's it doing? Well played. It looked like you guys were going to bat all day there, you and Aiden, and I think that seemed to be the look on your face when you got out. You know, what was going through your mind when you fell to a pretty good catch after a pretty good innings?
I think that's been the nature of the last day and a bit. It's been one of those kind of cricketing few days that those kind of things seem to be happening. Yeah, I call it a bit of jam. It's a bit unlucky. But saying that, I guess I need to put the ball on the ground to be successful as well. But nonetheless, I still had a very good outing with that. Great to be out there playing for the country again. Didn't get to three figures, but I don't play the game for that. I play the game to set it up for a team to win. And if we have a victory on our side after this game, after the few days, then, I pretty much see my job done. So yeah, I don't play for the accolades stuff. I'm there to do a job, and I'm there to set up a game for my team and country to get victories. So yeah, it was a good day for myself. Made it nice to get an partnership with him. Again, we've been actually batting quite well domestically over the last few months. So it's good to now put it in play in the international scene. It's one thing doing it domestically, but you need to be challenged at this level as well. So yeah, it was a nice day, and I'm pretty sure we not going to be complacent still going forward. We know there's been a lot of hard work building up to this that we've done in the last few months. So yeah, the work doesn't stop there for us.
It does.
Hi, Dean. Sri Lanka are obviously down to 9 men after those couple of injuries, and we can see it's kind of affecting their bowling plans. And you've been part of South African teams where someone's been out injured on the first day or very early in the game. What's your view on whether an injury substitute should be allowed? And do you think it would maybe even things out a little bit? Obviously, maybe not in this match, but just as a general thing.
I think that's going to take out the excitement of the long format. There's already been rules changed for concussion substitutes, which I feel that's the right call. Unfortunately, a soft tissue injury it's been there for decades, if not centuries. So I don't see how that was changed. That's what creates the theatre, and that's what creates this game to be so exciting. Be so exciting. So I don't see how that can come into the game now, knowing that you've already changed the rules once for the concussion substitute. And it just creates that drama, it creates that theatre. Otherwise, guys could jipper the system, and they could just pull up whenever the things are going bad. They're going for 5-6 runs and over, and now all of a sudden they have a soft tissue injury, and another guy can come in and have a blind of the game. I think that's a lot like cheating throughout the 5 days that you have. So I don't see that rule changing or being bent. I don't think there's place for that. I think there's place still for the drama and theatre of what Test cricket goes through in 5 days.
Thank you. And then finally, Heinz.
Hi, Dean. Just a bit of a two-pronged question, actually. You talked about the need to actually get it right on the surface if you're a bowler, and one of them that did get it right was Luto this morning. Just your impression of how well he bowled, and how well he recovered actually from a difficult start on his first day, and also a bit of the theme to the day, where the young men really stood up in the bowling front, Vian and Luto, and then sort of like dovetailed with the experienced batting order.
Definitely, I think Luto had a bit of a rude introduction into his Test cricket in debut or career. I mean, this environment of Test cricket is always an exposure on the ball. But I think the character of the individual stands out for me now. He could have always got into his shell and maybe produced similar kind of day's cricket for him today. But I mean, his character is one of, he's not going to just lie down. I mean, he's a young guy full of confidence. He's playing for the Proteas Test team. I mean, pretty much the whole environment tells you need to step up now, which I was extremely excited to see him actually take the ball and put the ball in the right area. And yeah, I think even a guy like Vian, he came in and he's been a missing for so long now with various injuries that he's picked up over his career. It's almost like every time he gets a call up, he picks up the needle, which is quite a sad thing, unfortunately, but it's also part of the game. It's also great to see him come in yesterday and put his hand up. And even today, put the ball in the right area and the ball spoke brilliantly for him and for us. So yeah, I think it's also just one of those, when I go back to the previous question of, that's what happens at Super Sport Park. If you don't put the ball in the right area, you're gonna be found asking a lot of questions with not a lot of answers. But it's great to see the character. Coach spoke of character yesterday in that team chat, and I mean, we saw a lot of characters standing up today. It's great to see the young guys take their opportunities. I think that's the biggest thing. You need to take your opportunities in this kind of environment, set up, and run with it. So yeah, it was great to see a guy like Luto in his debut, a guy like Bessie, who's missed quite a lot of cricket of late, who were our standout bowlers.